Hello again, my name is Tim Gomez. Another episode of Tim still talking to himself. And, well, hey, and I picked straight up from yesterday. Today's the 11th of June, an important date for me, to be honest. It plays a part of my story. Picking up on yesterday, aligning with divine timing, to find a synergy with the infinite. And what I've learned through my life and has become far more obvious more and more is that us as humans on this planet share so much with the plants that we really do kind of have this growth through the year, the same, we share it with the plants. And part of that synergy, if you like, is a growth, is a coming to fruit, to flower, to blossom first. And I'm feeling that here, feeling that in my life, and this is something that's come to me for years. 3 years ago to this day, I was involved in a certain show, a juggling show. That's what I used to do, and it was on this day and the months leading up to it that opened me up in a most unexpected way, gave me insights that I never dreamt possible, and that I now embrace wholeheartedly. And I'm very privileged to have those insights on a more regular basis than ever. The opening of the heart, the access to that infinite record of all humanity, of the experiencing and the gifts. At times, those that you have to wait. You can't force it. Those fruits come when they come. But to sit beneath the tree at all times is very important. I've done another poem. Because what I realised is that, best chance of finding a wild bird, there's a few ways. But one is to return to the place. And what I realised is that, wild birds love breadcrumbs too. So don't want to tame any wild birds, but there's nothing wrong with some breadcrumbs. And consistency. Consistency is good, I reckon. So I've done another poem. I did it just this morning. Here we go. I'm going to start with the poem. Then we'll see what happens, because, hey, I've got complete freedom here. So, today is the 11th of June. The same day as the first show in a series of 3 that I haven't seen anything about. No one has talked to me about, and yet I have lived in these shows almost daily for 3 years, along with many other things that I have lived in. But yeah, I felt that was appropriate. Hey, I was wearing this t-shirt. Look, it says stuff at the bottom. What does it say? Oh, circus is my life. Rock and roll too. Right. Magician through the mirror. Love story. What do I want to say today? What of all the dreams I have had would like to play? Is it the one where you shone as you showed the way? Is it the one which seemed to make us both feel grey? It was the only ever one for me like this, the only one where there seemed no chance of a kiss, as most of the rest have filled me with bliss. This one was not long ago. We walked in hand, yet you talked of where you were just about to go. The next day you would fly. I wondered why. I asked you if there was a chance, something to keep me in your dance. We were both unsure. We both let go. We both crossed our arms and tried not to show. Oh, what a blow as we decided to split. I walked away for just a bit. Truly, I felt like a whole bag of shit. I thank the angels now that it didn't stop there. I turned around, determined to show that I care. I found you again, almost bent double. I still can't believe that our love could have trouble. I held you just before I awoke, and this is the only part that gave me some hope. I said to you, how can it be true? How can we part if we are not together at the start? It shook me a lot and unravelled the plot. It forced me to action the very next day. I had to go searching before you went away. I went to a place where I always see your face, the place where I found you 3 years ago, all tied up and linked with my show. I asked and I pleaded, you must know this face. Look, there and there, it is all over the place. On posters and cards, on surf stands and bars, online by your hostel, right there on the wall. Your hostel didn't give me a good feeling at all. Yet they were kind, as are so many who have told me that I am blind, that I just imagined that day by the shop, that day that I embarked on my greatest ever drop, that day that I returned to and will never stop, that day that I saw chinks, that day I made links, that day I saw our soul and went over the brink. Boom, down the well, 3 years and 1/2 ago. Boom, what just happened to me, and I had to just go. Boom, how could it be? As I looked at you, I also just saw me. So you see where I am at. Do you see my confusion? I once more looked for you, praying for reunion. Yet it was not to be. I stand like a tree and wonder when you will come closer to me. Just like that wild bird, I return to the woods. I ground myself now and let go of the how. I had to shift my focus. I had to return to within. I had to see deeper. I had to strive more. I had to get closer to the greatest ever law. So I packed my bag, cut the ropes, I set my course towards the place that holds so many hopes. Both without and within, I have started feeling again I can win. And on the plus side, I am closer to kin. I find myself today sitting in the woods, telling myself to let go of the shoulds, releasing my limits, healing my past. It is the only way to be me at last. And at last I understand this is how to play my greatest hand. The card I hold for you is the one I will show. The yin-yang card only you can know. Know I am here. Know that I care. Know that I will continue to dare. To dare reach for you, yet also let you come. To dare talk to you in this language of fun. To dare you to allow me to just be your one. One of the last dreams before I left gave me some hope instead of feeling bereft. It was a vision of us, our higher selves together, we both understood what we would have to weather. Just with a look, we both knew the path. Just with a look, we both knew the path. Just with a whisper as our cheeks touched, I apologized to you, yet we both knew it would not be for long until I was truly with you. And so to sum up and assure you once more, I will never give up on finding a door. Yet truly I understand, the answer is in me, how to let that bird land. The land I am in is different from yours, yet the connection we have defies any laws. So all we need to do now is let go of the how. Align once more with me. I know you know how. Open your heart. I know you have been hurt. It seems there are more in this game of whom we must be alert. Heal, my love. I wish I could hold you. Know of my love as I have always told you. I let go of my burdens. I let go of my past. I know this will help us to find some peace in us at last. As when I heal in me, the universe brings me closer to thee. I will stop now, no pressure. I will wish now to find some treasure. I will send my magic mail on wings unseen. I will envisage your face and pray it makes your heart race. I will use my power to deliver it to your place. So, a little poem to a certain someone, a breadcrumb perhaps. Like I talked yesterday, the approach to a wild bird is one thing. It's that surrender but heightened awareness. But I find myself as ever in one of these kind of two things in the middle ground. Because the approach to this present moment, I realize and feel is, as much as it's the same, there's a difference. Like surfing, you have to be, the best surfers will, I'm sure, acknowledge this, that you have to be in that place as much as you can. But there's a kind of, you've got to catch it. Surfing's very much a catch it. And this present moment, I see in a similar light that you have to make that effort to catch that, to ride that. It's like there's this beautiful board of the present moment, and the only way to get up and on that board is to be up and on this present moment. And this is something that 3 years ago I experienced. It was like surfing storm swell, and in the middle of it there were some good waves. But I want to catch that present moment, because I'm sure that helps me to align in a certain way with this particular wild bird. And as I open my eyes, as I really open up, I realise, well, that present moment leads me to so much more. You know, sure, I've got stuck on on this particular wild bird. I have. I'll first to admit that. It's so hard to know how to approach it. I could spend the rest of this video talking just to that wild bird. And that's all I want to do. But what I realised, of what I recognised that day, when I saw you and then when I did the shows, and it was inevitably and very really I recognised something in me. And it blew me away. It completely blew me away, because we share so much. All of us, we share so much. And yet me and this wild bird share I know we share a lot. But anyway, this is about opening. This is about Circo Pequeno, open for business. I have a mission in this life, and I'm, honestly, I've said in a few others, how do you step through these doors? How do you find them? And I realised, just like that ceiling fan I mentioned in yesterday's video that no one watched, which is, by the way, guys, getting kind of frustrating. But hey, no, it is. Like that ceiling fan, I realised, well, hey, the fan's moving, keep it moving. Keep that energy connected. Keep going. And so this was my little, I realised, well, I haven't been struck by lightning. No one stopped me. Clearly I have free will, as we all do. And I need to get that fan going. I need to get this synergy going. And not let it stop. So I thought, today it's like, get straight back to that woods. I'm in a different woods today, actually. I must say something about this particular wood. Because this is called Ninny wood. Ninny. And I tell you, in this whole area, there's a little lane that leads up to it called Ninny Lane. And this is Ninny wood. And this wood was really special to me as a kid and a teenager. We used to come camping here. And we'd spend the night and have parties. And it was fantastic. So this wood holds a very particular significance to me. It's just near where my mum used to keep a couple of ponies just in the farm next door. And it's literally 50, 100 metres away from where she broke her knee. I mean, this place, it's got so much for me. And this is again that feeling of feeling grounded in where you are. Coming to Cornwall has just helped me to really ground myself. A little bit more about me. Anyway, I'm certain I'm getting a bit bothered lately. But today, it's winding me up. Because I'm sure that wild bird is back on the Algarve. And I asked you champions before to let me know stuff, and clearly you're not. But just in case, because I've got a feeling this might get to her ears. If you're on the Algarve, what the beep, you know? I mean, I was right there. I came looking. Everyone says you're not there. Anyway, intuition, isn't it? following intuition, learning to follow your intuition. It's such a journey, this. And again, I want to touch on the subject that is, in a sense, that intuition, that connection we all have. And I want to be a part of this story, guys. And I don't know what old fears, inner child abandonment issues that is going on, but I release them. They're gone. I'm not missing this bus. I'm not missing this plane again. You know, once you miss a plane, the plane doesn't come back. The captain can't come back for you. And I've missed this plane a few times. And that's bothering me. And I release those fears in the hope that I will be ready there at the gate. That I can board that plane. And be once more, if divine timing has it in, I'll be in line, I will be aligned. And this today is an effort, it's momentum, keeping that momentum within myself, putting this out, which, to be honest, I mean, this is getting a joke, guys. I mean, I can't help wanting to find something tangible, and I do. Yeah, I want more. I want to connect with people. I want to... Look, the chapter has changed for me personally. And regardless of my... You know, is it really? I mean, that chasing one thing, you miss everything? Then my eyes are open. You know? And without getting into whining or anything, you know, I just want to have fun. Honestly. I really want to start having some fun. And it's so strange not being able to talk to anyone about the most important thing, when I know that this reaches the ears and the eyes of the very people that I can talk to about the most important thing. The subject, the human heart. The unfolding that we're all going through. To sound frustrated doesn't touch it. I just want to chat, you know. Do you know, honestly, no, I mean, look, I know what I know. And I think it's high time, personally and collectively, to get this next chapter truly started, regardless of my personal whatevers in relation to this wild bird. That is my thing, but it can't stop the unfolding of life, can't stop the unfolding of nature. If I make mistakes in relation to that and miss this opportunity, I know the infinite is capable, the infinite can do anything. But for me personally, that would be such a blow. It's like, this plan must unfold and I must align with it regardless. And I am a part. So I'm not desperate, I'm not clingy, I'm just want to move this forward. This is bizarre, don't you think? It's got a little bit surreal. It got surreal for me years ago. I mean, look, the shows 3 years ago for me took me into a realm that I never dreamt of. It was so... It broke open a portal. And I would love... I know they were filmed, messing with me, you know. I would love to see that show, because not for myself, I'm just interested. Because I've lived in those shows, I've relived those shows over and over again. They've played a central part. It was like I managed to catch that wave. And that's the wave I want to catch again. I haven't been surfing for ages. And I think all surfers will understand my pain. This last winter, I just didn't manage to get out hardly at all. I went out twice, got colder than ever. It was often, for me in the past, you often catch your best waves past those points of where you're about to give up, you're too cold, too tired, and then suddenly you catch your best waves. And I miss surfing so much. And that's a big thing. That's a big thing for a surfer. You don't understand. All surfers will understand me. But I want to reach out once more again, because I can. I have free will. I want to reach out once more, 2 days in a row, because I've noticed that the people I admire the most become relentless in their dreams and passions. And I realise if I want that ceiling fan to keep turning, I must keep that energy connected. I must keep that going. And I finally feel in a place where I can do that. Where I can actually start to make that effort. A lot of the time, you know, caution has stopped me. I feel like I say something and the responses come back in such oblique ways that I'm never sure. But that's to my mind, because my mind still wants to pin this down. But I feel the return, what would you call it? The return response. I wave at the shadow waves back at me. So in this manifestation, I want to wave more. I want to be a more active part, because I can. No one has told me I cannot. a feeling, you know. I mean, back in the Algarve there, it was like everyone just literally ignoring me. Feels like people are scared of me, you know, and that's crazy. I'm a nice guy, by the way. Did I mention that? I think I mentioned that before. Anyway, synergy, the infinite. Synergy with this unfolding. Synergy with myself as the prime thing. My teacher always told me, along with when you're sitting on rough ground, bring a cushion. And I'm starting to learn that. It's a bit softer here. So sitting on sharp rocks, bring cushions. That's perfect wisdom. But he also said, put this understanding of the self first before everything else. And just like that, number one at the beginning, then everything else becomes something. If the zeros are at the start, it doesn't work.